Hi, I'm Tara with Windermere Group 1, and this is Chance, and this is Pilot. They are with Service Peace Warriors. So we are supporting Peace Warriors. We are having a Walk for a Cause. It's going to be the month of June. We would love for you to get in touch with us, and all you have to do is walk, paddleboard, you can go walk your dog, anything that you can do to just get yourself moving for this cause. Chance, so tell me a little bit about Service Peace Warriors.
Service Peace Warriors is a 501c3 nonprofit here locally in the Tri-Cities area. We're actually out in Eltopia, so about a 15-mile jaunt out of the Tri-Cities.
Way out there.
But it's a good place to have dogs and train for veterans that are suffering from PTSD is how you qualify for our organization. And we give fully trained service dogs free of charge to every veteran that qualifies for our program.
Okay, awesome. So how did you guys start this organization? What came about that motivated you to want to help our veterans?
So my mom, actually, Mary Maddox, the founder of Service Peace Warriors, has complex PTSD from her childhood. Came from a very abusive home and all that, and it took her 45 years to finally find out that she had complex PTSD.
Wow.
And I, as a 4-H kid, loved showing dogs and all that, and I got my first dog, Cloud, who was a German Shepherd, and he was about 8 months old when my mom had an episode, and he was able to help her through her episode and everything, and we rushed her to the hospital and everything. They were surprised she didn't have a stroke, but that's how we connected that she had PTSD and how a dog could help her through those episodes and everything, because she goes completely blind and deaf, and she used to go to the restroom and public stores and everything to let them pass. Now the dog takes some of that off her and is able to go find help in public areas and all that. So that happened about 8 years ago now. It's 2021, right?
Yeah. Yes.
So about 8 years ago is when we started, but it wasn't until 2017 when we were able to put our first service dogs out, Henry and Diesel. So Henry's veteran, Jesus, or Goose is what he likes to be called. He was 300 pounds. He was about 5'5", I want to say. Maybe he's a little shorter than I am. And he would sit at home, go grocery shopping about 2:30 in the morning, so he didn't have to deal with anybody. And we got him in our program. He was an alcoholic, so you have to be 9 months clean to get into our program. But this dog changed his life around. He runs marathons now. He's lighter than I am, about 130 pounds now. And the dog's completely changed his life. He's able to go on flights, and he can go shopping in the middle of the day now.
Wow,
so that's
great.
Just one of many stories in Service Peace Warriors that we have done. And then all it takes is 4 cute little paws here.
Isn't that amazing? So tell me where you get your dogs from.
We do have a breeding program of English Cream Retrievers that Pilot here is a part of. But because we have a lot of veterans and all that we need to take care of, we work closely with Mikey's Chance Canine Rescue, and we take a couple of their dogs if we evaluate them and see if they're qualified to be in our program. There's a couple of dogs we've gotten through there. We have Little Rifle now, who is a black lab right now, who just got paired with a veteran, and he's a little rock star from Mikey's Chance. But we've had many rock stars through Mikey's Chance. We have probably about 70% of them have been through Mikey's Chance Canine Rescue that we have been able to use from puppies.
Okay, so not just with your breeders, but then also Mikey's Chance dogs, you rehabilitate and qualify them as a service dog.
Yeah, we evaluate them, not rehabilitate.
Okay, gotcha.
We can't use dogs that have issues, because if we can't give a veteran that dog had previous problems just in case they decide to flare up again. I don't need to add to their PTSD. I need to give them a fully sound dog so they can live life again.
Okay. So tell me a little bit about the training and what it takes and how long to fully train one of your dogs.
Well, it takes a very long time. With the English Cream Retrievers, it takes about a year and a half, but I have them from day one. So I'll talk about the English Cream program, then the Mikey Chance dogs. So with these guys, day one we start work with them, whether it's scent work and all that, because dogs, when they're first born, they don't have sight or hearing. All they have is touch and this powerful nose right here. And so we get mama's milk and we do a little scent work and we have it on our finger and we guide them and all that type of stuff. And then when they're about a week old, we're picking them up and we're putting them on their backs and all that. And we're playing with their feet and all that. And it's very simple stuff. And we get wet rags and stuff and we put their feet on it. We don't put the body on it because body temperature to a puppy is very important. And we do a lot of things with them until they're...
Sorry, so why do you do those things with the puppy so early?
So, so this wooden floor that we have around us, some dogs can get very scared of that if they're not trained properly because, oh, that's a different surface. That doesn't feel just right. These dogs, so I had one dog named Oakley who was a Mikey Chance canine rescue. Hates Victoria's Secret marble flooring. It's just awful.
So slippery.
It's slippery, but it's shiny and it's black and all that. So you see this young man walking through Victoria's Secret with a dog. I'm like, I'm not here for anything. I'm just here to train a dog. But it's just little things like that. But with the retrievers, since day one that we're messing with them, they're able to do stuff. They're more apt to do it.
Gotcha.
Until their eyes open, then we start making them look at us and stuff like that. Then hearing, we have sirens and all that, so they don't get spooked out when they're at Walmart, yokes, and all that type of stuff. Because if a car backfires, some dogs will get anxious and go the other way. These dogs are trained not to get anxious and all that. They're solid medical equipment is what people... It's still a dog, but that's what they are. They're just as valuable as a wheelchair or oxygen tank, pretty much. Then once they're through that, we'd make our picks and all that on the English Creams, and then we go through that process of selecting who we want and all that. Then we take that group and we assign puppy raisers to come. And if you want to be a puppy raiser, I'm always in search of puppy raisers. I just had 11 pups born at my place, and another girl's about to go. So then they're with the puppy raisers, and I teach and all that about what the puppies need to be doing and all that. And go into town, socialize them. That's before the vested training, so you can pet them and all that. They have bandanas on that say they're Service Peace Warriors. And they take them out. They come out once a month, and I do training, and I do their nails. I'm the only one allowed to do their nails because if they can't do it because if they clip them wrong,
it can traumatize them.
It can traumatize them, and they don't want their feet, because from day one we're playing with their feet. I want them to be fully trustworthy with their feet with us. You clip and break that trust, they don't want you to have those feet, and it's very important. So I'm only allowed to do their nails and all that, make sure they're keeping up with the grooming and all that stuff, and making sure that they're going to be service dog qualified by the time we get to our final selection of seeing who is going to make it and who's not. Then we start our vested training about a year old, 4 months of formal training, constantly going to town. These dogs have to down for about 2 to 6 hours a day with balls being thrown. I have goats that we bring into the agility yard and to distract them, and they're expected to stay there and not get up. So then we get the veteran and we make a pick. We have the dog actually pick the veteran.
Oh, really?
So they kind of pick the dog, but we have the dog make the final choice, because you can't give a veteran, hey, here's a Labrador or a Retriever in this case, but they like German Shepherd or anything like that, because if they don't like the dog, there's not going to be a bond there.
Right.
But we want a bond there so it works properly. So then when that happens, and they're a English Cream Retriever I'm basing this on. So about a year and 4 months, we started our training with our veterans, and they're trained for 8 weeks. So they learn everything in 8 weeks, and then we go town, the mall, everything else, parks, how to deal with certain situations. And if they need extra time, we'll train them for that extra time. And we're doing CGC tests and all the other AKC tests, so they have everything behind them saying their dog is solid. And then after that, we do every 3 months a recertification to make sure they're using their dog properly and not as a pet. So we have very strict guidelines that we go by, because as you see these fake service dogs and all that, they're everywhere sniffing and they're peeing on things and all that. Right. If I catch one of my dogs doing that, they're coming straight back and getting retrained. Right. And I don't want to do that to our veterans that have gone through our program. But I have to hold them to a certain standard, because if the dog is not doing what it's supposed to be doing, I'm not doing them a service either. Right. So, and back to the Mikey's Chance thing. So with Mikey's Chance pups, I don't know what's happened to them. I don't get them from day one. Right. So I usually get them about 3 months to 5 months old, depending on the dog. I'm doing a evaluation test, and I'm seeing what they're doing. I have loud sounds, they got balls, I got a bit umbrella. Every other trainer has a different test, but my test has a lot of stuff to it. I have what is that called? A megaphone. Okay. And it has a siren and all that. I drop it on the ground. Right. The one that runs away from it, it's automatic fail. I don't want that dog. Gotcha. I want the dog that comes to it, checks it out. What is this? And the one that picks it up is pretty much definitely going to be in my program. That's awesome. Because it's not scared. Right. A dog that's scared is going to make it through the program. Right. The dog that's scared and peeing itself and shaking, I can't use that one, because it's not fair to him to be in the program, because it's very stressful being a service dog. They have to go on planes, boats, everything. Right. Like my mom went on vacation in Texas. Her dog had to get on an airplane and is going to be living on a boat for 2 weeks. Wow. So that's the stuff that these dogs have to go through. They have to be solid, otherwise the veteran's not getting what they need, and that's a life to be with their family and all that. And we can help by giving them a service dog that's able to get them out there. That's awesome. And then what about Maddox Dog Training? Where does that play in with Service Peace Warriors? So Maddox Dog Training is my personal dog training business that I opened a couple of years back to help fund Service Peace Warriors, because we're always desperate for donations and all that, but we weren't pulling in the funds, especially when COVID hit. And we needed more money, so I train dogs on the side, and it's really taken off, but it brings in a lot of funding that we need. But we weren't getting the donations in, so I donate pretty much all my funding, all my profits from Maddox Dog Training Academy into this, so I can put out more dogs. I put out 17 dogs last year. Each dog costs about $32,000 to put out. Wow. That's just for basic PTSD. Right. If they have other problems like balance or anything else, you're asking about a $38,000 dog at the end of it. Right. But I'm willing to put my profits from my own business to do it, because these guys have suffered so much for us, and you just hear the stories of them overseas and what they had to do for us. Right. It's just horrific, the things that they did, and it's worth putting my life on hold and paying it for myself, paying for some of these dogs, because it just needs to happen. They need the funding. So if we can get some donations, hopefully, it doesn't even have to be money. It can be blankets and all that stuff. Things for the new litter of puppies that are coming out? Yep. They need food and all that, and need blankets and all that to be helped to be raised service dogs. And if you need a dog trained, Maddox Dog Training Academy will help you. They're awesome. Anything to help our service dog program get out there, get funding, help us get veterans especially. I got 2 dogs that are ready to go that haven't been matched yet, and they need veterans so we can help them get back to where they need to be in our community, and hopefully helping the community out themselves by making new programs for veterans or whatever we need in our community.
Right, right. Who they would contact to get in touch with you to be able to get a dog or to interview for a dog?
So you can go to servicepeacewarriors.org, and there's an application on there that what you need to do. It's very simple for the veterans, especially when they have PTSD, because it's hard getting motivation for themselves. That's why they don't go and seek help, is because everything's so hard and all that. Just get the basic outline done of the application, and we'll go from there. Just submit it to Carrie. Just do that, send it in, and we'll get you in as soon as possible, of course, with COVID and all that bloody stuff going on. And we'll get you out there and hopefully paired with a dog as soon as possible, because the numbers of suicide have gone up in this country by a lot. It was 24 veterans before all this happened. Who knows what the number it is a day now. By the time we go to bed at night, 24 veterans have killed themselves. Before COVID happened, it could be a lot higher now. And it's not just veterans, it's kids and all that because of all this. So let's make community awareness and get these guys and gals help out in our community.
Awesome. So all you need to do is track your miles, and those miles will go towards donations to Service Peace Warriors. We also are representing 5 other groups, so you can look on our website if there's other groups that you might have interest also either donating to or coming out and walking for a cause.